Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. Issues at hand.
Yes, good morning once again. And of course, you are welcome to Issues at Hand. Today with me, Hope Nyongereza. And with me is a guest, Mr. Ereemye James, the Registrar and PRO of the Judiciary.
Yes.
You are welcome,
Oh,
Mr.
thank you.
Ereemye.
Thank you. And viewers, good morning. Praise the Lord. We want to thank God for this opportunity, for being together as we learn from one another. I bring you greetings to you from the Judiciary, from the Honor of the Chief Justice and the top management,
Yes.
and all the fraternity. You are most welcome to this morning show.
Indeed, you are welcome. Thank you for honoring this invitation.
Yes.
Now, of course, today we are discussing the equal opportunities in the justice system of Uganda.
Yes.
But before we dive fully into that, please tell us what equal opportunities means and what it entails, just for the viewer out there to get a better understanding.
Okay, fellow viewers, equal opportunities in the context of the judiciary. For us, we are an institution and an arm of government, which government of Uganda has a policy on ensuring that in all sectors of life, including the justice sector, all Ugandans, all citizens, all people have equal opportunities. And equal opportunities in terms of service delivery, equal opportunities in terms of employment, equal opportunities in terms of all matters concerning an individual's life.
Yes.
So in the judiciary, we are proud to have contributed onto the government efforts to ensure that all Ugandans, irrespective of who they are, how they are, how disadvantaged or advantaged they are, that all of us, for as long as we merit, we must have equal opportunities.
Yes.
And we want to thank specifically, let me thank the Judicial Service Commission who brought to light some of the potentials we have.
Yes.
And perhaps later I will be joined by one of my teammates in the judiciary, who is a live example of the concept of equal opportunities, which the viewers will have loved to see and then appreciate. And also have him speak to the public and tell them what equal opportunities he himself understands and how the judiciary has made it a reality. To emphasize a point is that little where our disadvantaged persons or people with disabilities known to be
Left
members who can really perform. And I want to assure you that they say disability is not inability. But here in the judiciary, we have a judicial officer.
Oh.
Yes. The judicial officer is visually impaired, but under the equal opportunities which government is implementing across all service sectors, this officer was appointed by the Judicial Service Commission to serve in the judiciary of Uganda. And we have him as His Worship Willy Atono. He's a Magistrate Grade 1.
Yes.
That is our judicial officer, for whom we are proud of, and we wanted to show the public and tell the public that people with any disability, they are as good as us who may visibly not have or look to have any disability.
Yes.
And they are very meritorious, they are very good, they are performing, and here we are to deliver justice to the people of Uganda.
Yes.
That's the equal opportunities. And we have also the others. You see, when we talk about disabilities. We have those who have physical disabilities,
Yes.
which can be seen on their body. Some of them are limb, others are whatever it can be.
Yeah.
Then we have the deaf, okay, those who cannot hear quite well. Then we have those who are visually impaired, and those of us who you really may not tell, but I could be having some disability.
Oh, yes,
One
yes.
time I was having a discussion with somebody, and because sometimes we can be not with each other.
Yeah.
And the other one said, "Now you are physically disabled," and I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because you put on specs, me I don't."
Okay.
So we joked and said, I think I should also go to Parliament and say I'm representing the people who put on specs, because we are also
We are
so
quite a number.
equal opportunities in the context of the judiciary is what we want to share with our people, and also show them why are we privileged to have one of our kind,
Yeah. Yeah.
and what do we hope, okay, to deliver to the people of Uganda in those circumstances.
Yes.
Because yes, out of the so many Ugandans, we also have people who come and as court users who have those disabilities.
Yes. Yes.
And we have especially appointed the judicial officer within us who appreciates and understands, okay,
Yeah.
that area. And so we are tapping on that experience he has, because we know he shares with us a lot of information, and
Yeah.
we are developing a lot of concepts on how to deal with our court users of such a nature. That is what we are doing in the judiciary.
That's really
Yes.
nice. Now, we know that we are in a modern world. Things
Yes.
are changing here and there. There are reforms here and there, especially in the judicial system. Now, if you could tell us what reforms and maybe digital innovations has the judiciary adopted to improve the access and efficiency in the justice process?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, time and again, every day we experience new challenges. There are a lot of emerging issues that come in, and in the
Yes.
administration of justice, we cannot sit back and think business will always be as usual, as it was, it shall be forever. Amen.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The judiciary has come up with a number of innovations and interventions which are geared to improving access to justice. And in so doing, we want to thank the visionary Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda,
Yes.
Honorable Justice Alphonse Chigamuni Winyidolo. He has a robust transformation agenda
Yeah.
for the judiciary. And in this transformation agenda, we have a number of interventions, and I will mention those that I can within this short time. To start with, our core mandate is the administration of justice and focusing on disposal of cases.
Yes.
And our important interventions go towards the area of case management. And one of those interventions has been the re-engineering of alternative dispute resolution. In fact, for us in the judiciary, we are quarreling with the word alternative.
Yeah.
Because alternative to what? Actually, the Honorable Chief Justice and even His Excellency the President of Uganda
Yes.
has clearly said that no, this is the African justice system. What we are calling ADR, or we are calling mediation, is our original traditional system of settling disputes. Now, when the European common law system came into Uganda, then we went ahead now to make our own alternative. And the argument is saying no.
What is the alternative?
The other should be the alternative.
Yes.
Ours, which is the African justice system, should be the mainstream,
Yeah.
where people sit down, sort out their issues out of court. Because yes, it worked well. It reduces so many things. It reduces costs, suspicions of corruption, influence peddling, etc. Above all, it builds cohesion.
Yes.
In families, in societies, in businesses, the Ubuntu is focused, and people continue working together in peace and happiness, as opposed to the now alternative which was brought, the one we call the former system of courts, which is adversarial. You have to fight, the winner takes it all. But I mean, what about the beginning? Where did we start from? If we can go back there, then we shall be doing ADR. Now, ADR has come even at the time when we are grappling with case backlog.
Yes.
And I'll tell you that just 2-3 weeks ago, we have been having what we call the settlement fortnight. Prior to the settlement fortnight, we had an earlier ADR settlement week.
Yes.
Where we gathered a lot of results. I will surprise you that the judiciary, using this intervention alone in ADR, we dispose of many cases within a short time, including the most difficult cases you would never think can be settled. Now, the settlement fortnight that has just ended, concluded, I did not carry the results here, but it was also helped us to ensure, one, we continue sensitizing and interesting the public on the importance of alternative justice systems of resolving disputes. Mediation being central. We have our retired colleagues in the judiciary, right from the justices of the Supreme Court to the last rank of judicial officers who have retired, who have committed very good, precious time in being mediators. We have senior lawyers also who have enlisted, and they are now court-accredited mediators. They are helping us. And the public, and I want to thank the public, thank you for embracing mediation. But mediation alone, we have other mechanisms like reconciliation in criminal matters. We have arbitration in mostly much of the contracts, and then also commercial matters. We have, those are all mechanisms which help in the resolution of cases. So that is just ADR. What other interventions? We have had also other interventions like plea bargaining. Plea bargaining is where a person accused of a criminal offense enlists or elects under a conviction by himself that he knows he committed the offense. And so it makes no sense to grapple with the perhaps thinking that they are going to defend themselves otherwise. They want to plead guilty to their offense and get a sentence. But in plea bargain, the advantage is that you can bargain the sentence. What does that require? It requires simply that, one, you inform the court that you would like to undergo plea bargain. And the court, with the help of your defense counsel and the prosecution, will then move into the plea bargaining process. The complainant or victim is also part of the process, because we want also to hear what is the complainant talking about this. What are their views? Because they are the victims. So they speak together, they sit down, and then they are able to come up with a proposal which is brought back to the court, stating that, you know what, yes, we have sat down in this plea bargain, and this is the plea bargain agreement. The court must receive it, accept it, or reject it.
So just to understand this, does the person plead guilty?
Yeah, of course, the bottom line is that you know you committed the offense and you don't want to waste time.
So you plead guilty, then you negotiate the amount of time you'll spend in prison.
Essentially, that is what it means, without complicating the nomenclature. But that is it, that I know I committed this offense. Let me give you an example. We could have been in some social gathering somewhere, a bar or something, and then perhaps I assault my friend. I am taken to some magistrate's court, and while there, I know, yes, it's true, I assaulted this person, I beat them up. I don't want to waste time, because I know evidence will come, and it will definitely be returned that I did commit the offense. So I don't want to waste time, because the more I waste time, the more complication it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, okay, I know I committed this offense, may I plead again?
Yes. Okay.
And my proposal is, I know the offense, because your lawyer and the prosecutor and all of the parties involved in the plea bargain session will have the relevant information. You should know what is the punishment.
Okay.
Because you see, it begins with you knowing that, yes, there is a punishment. But nevertheless, you have pleaded
guilty
to, you want to plead guilty to the same.
Yes.
But you are saying that as opposed to the 7 years punishment that the law sets,
yes,
may I
okay,
may I serve 3, may I serve 2, or may I pay reparations?
okay,
May I compensate the person in terms of money for the anguish and injuries sustained?
Yes.
May I do community service? You know?
yeah,
May we reconcile? You know, so those proposals are agreed in the plea bargain session, and the plea bargain agreement is extracted, which is presented before the court. And once the court agrees with the agreement, then the plea bargain trial comes up, and then the person is given the plea bargain. That's essentially what it means.
okay,
We have what we call small claims. Small claims, you know, the majority of our people in the commercial businesses, their debts are 0 to 10 million shillings. And those transactions, which we want to call simple debts,
yes,
you don't need to follow the complicated formal procedure of court for recovery of such simple matters. So the judiciary came up with the innovation that small claims procedure be rolled out to the public.
yes,
And we have what we call small claims courts,
oh, okay,
where if your claim is 10 million and below, you just move in, and it takes only 14 days.
okay.
And your matter is sorted out. It begins with a demand notice.
Now, His Worship, there are some cases that we see take quite a long time, and we wonder why. For instance, the Kagezi murder that is ongoing, it has taken a very, very long time. We have seen there was a suspect, he was arrested. So we thought, as the public, I mean, the suspect was gotten, allegedly he murdered. So why are we still going on with this case?
Of course, there are so many factors which impact on case management, the case disposal. You just talked about the Kagezi murder, which is a matter still under trial, and I will not go into the merits because it would be sub judice. But to bring you on the same page, you have rightly said that from the time the murder took place, I want you to look at that time when the murder took place and when the first suspect appeared in court. It only shows you that the process of investigation took that long.
Okay.
And it did not end there. It still continued even when the matter came to court. Because other suspects who have been brought on the same case later on are those that have been brought on board because witnesses and evidence disclose them.
Yes.
And everywhere a new suspect is brought on a record, it has an impact on the flow of the case. Because that person must also be brought first to the matter.
Yeah.
And he has all rights of accused persons in that case.
Yes.
So you have to go back and take a plea afresh for that person, and then you see probably he was not there when the first witness was testifying.
Okay.
His lawyers will make 1,000 applications, etc. So delays are caused by, one, how fast have investigations been concluded? How fast are witnesses readily available
Yes.
for the trial? And then, of course, the availability of the other justice actors, like defense lawyers, and then the prosecution. Currently, we are having a very acute shortage of prosecutors.
Yeah.
State attorney is in the judiciary.
Oh.
And so criminal justice is seriously affected. We have made the appeal to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions to appreciate that criminal justice cannot effectively progress when we have those few numbers of state attorneys, because they are key.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
And then, of course, the other aspect is that the Office of the ODPP is also hampered. It is recruitment.
Okay.
We are lucky they have given us a few. We are hopeful when the appointments come, we shall bridge a few gaps. But largely, we would want to have a personnel matching our establishment.
Okay, Mr. James. We are going for a short commercial break, but do stay tuned. We'll be right back. We are discussing equal opportunities for the justice system in Uganda. So we'll be right back.
Issues at hand. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
If you suspect any suspicious things, report to the police.
Of course, there will always be penalty.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. Issues at hand.
Yes, welcome back from that short commercial break. You are still watching Issues at Hand with me, Hope Nyongereza, and in our studios today we have His Worship Mr. John James Ereemye, the Judiciary Public Relations Officer, and we also have another guest joining us, and he goes by His Worship Willy Atono, Magistrate Grade 1, Chambers of the Judiciary. And of course, we are going to be discussing more on the equal opportunities in the judiciary system in our country. You are welcome, His Worship.
Thank you very much.
How is your morning this far? I hope it's going on well.
The morning is fine. It's my pleasure to be here at Family TV. Nice. I am happy to be here.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Now, of course, like His Worship earlier was telling us, we have inclusivity in the judicial system. Yes. And you told me very well that this is a good story to tell. I think His Worship Willy can actually tell us how it is, and especially with the persons with disabilities, how has it been working in the judicial system?
Thank you very much, Madam Hope. For me, working in the judiciary has been a dream come true. I had a passion of becoming a lawyer and a judge for that matter. And now that I am in adjudication,
yes,
I feel satisfied. But most importantly is that as a person with disability, disability comes with its unique characteristics. The fact that I am a lawyer, or the fact that I have a visual impairment, a magistrate with a visual impairment, does not hinder my ability to discharge my function as a judicial officer. All that I need, which the judiciary has done, is to put me in a better position to discharge that function. So how have they done it? In terms of deployment, I am at the chambers of the Chief Registrar. Yes. But I also work at Mengo Court, where I preside over cases. Now, the common question that always comes when I talk about presiding over cases is, what cases do you preside over? Yes. Are they for persons with disabilities? No. They are cases for people without disability. What is called the people with the category of so-called normal people, temporarily able. They are the ones who come before me to hear and determine their cases. Yes. And I think I am the only one who is not directly among us who are educated, meaning the category of disability. I am the only one who is not directly dealing, employed and deployed in an area that does not directly deal with persons with disabilities. Yes. Now, how am I able to do work? The judiciary supports me to do that work by providing what is technically called reasonable accommodation. Now, the accommodation is not the one of a house. The accommodation is in terms of enhancing my capacity and ability to do my work. Yes. Provision of a computer, for example, is a reasonable accommodation. Yes. The computer is this ordinary computer that you use. The only difference is that mine has a software that talks. So I can type, I can do research, I can deliver my judgments, I can record evidence using that talking computer. So the software is called JAWS. Yes. this may not be on me specifically,
Yes.
but as part of inclusivity, the judiciary takes into account disability when things like transfers
Yes.
come up. Why? Because you see, we are employed to work anywhere in this country, but recognizing the special characteristics that disability presents,
Yes.
I probably need where there is power, where there is internet, where I can access some services.
Yes.
So even when it comes to transfer, that would mean that I don't know which place I can mention, but before I joined as an advocate, I moved to some courts. I would go to practice in a beam, but the point I'm making is that I think I cannot be taken to a beam because of the special circumstances
Yes.
that the institution as accords to persons with disabilities. But also in terms of delivering justice,
Yes.
we accommodate persons with disabilities. We prioritize cases involving persons with disabilities.
Okay.
We make sure that they are handled. So, of course, it is now on a case-by-case basis. We make sure that the moment we are notified, we address their concern. So basically, that is how we have been. I have also been enhanced, like this stick I have.
Yes.
Aids my mobility that the judiciary has provided. I have an assistant,
Yes.
a personal assistant that also aids me where computer appears to be limited.
Yes.
I have transport. Now all this is geared towards making sure that I perform in the same way as my colleagues without visual impairment. So that is what the judiciary has done insofar as inclusion in terms of employment and giving equal opportunities.
Yes.
And I think this is something that other government agencies could borrow a lift. We have so many people who are educated, but it feels bad that I am the only one talking. I am the only one in the judiciary.
Yeah.
There could be others. There should be others in other government departments as well.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, His Worship Willy. Now we go back to His Worship.
Yes,
James.
yes.
I want to ask a very, I don't know if it is a funny question or if it's
No.
valid.
It's a
but
question. It's a question.
People with disabilities.
Yes.
Have you had cases whereby a person with disability is actually involved and he's on the wrong side of the law?
Yeah, we do. We do have, you see, the law doesn't recognize your state.
I think the public,
we have had cases where people are in conflict with the law and they actually have disabilities.
Okay.
In fact, one of our mission is to see that we come up with very robust mechanisms of managing such people. Earlier, I told you that His Worship Atono here, when I was a registrar, Magistrate Affairs, I'm one person who found him in the registry. Okay,
Yes.
and naturally, for anybody, I used to think that really he can't do much. Until he surprised me himself. He came to my chambers and said, Your Worship, I am here, but please, I'm ready to serve. So give me work. And I was like, what are you talking about, my friend? Excuse me. I mean, what kind of work? And he has a whole story. But I want to tell you that since then I discovered what a potential His Worship Atono can do. As he told you, he was a practicing advocate. And you know, when you're practicing advocates, you know what you go through.
Yeah.
It's not a honeymoon. It is really a tough engagement for you to defend your client, to be able to deliver justice.
Yes.
But here he is now on the side, on the bench, where he is the arbiter and is going to deliver justice. And I was saying that he has been so resourceful in enlightening us better on matters to do with how to handle people with disabilities. I have personally asked him on many occasions to advise me
Yes.
on how do we do this, how do we do that, how do we manage, how do we handle, because yes, the public out there, we have 1,000 disabilities. Some of them, and I've loved his humor, he said that some of us were partially, he said, we look okay, but some level of disability in us. But the question now is, how prepared is the judiciary
Yes.
in terms of access to justice for people with disabilities?
Yes.
The preparation is on. We have skilled our judicial officers
Okay.
on how to handle special groups, special interest persons,
Yes.
people with disabilities. You have seen the emergency of lifts and ramps at our courts, because we recognize those who are physically impaired must have access to our court houses.
Yes.
And also recognizing and giving them priority when they come to our courts. So we have n numbers of disabilities. So there is a very conscious approach, a customer tailored approach to ensuring that our people with disabilities can do that. The other thing which he might not have told you is that we want to use His Worship Atono in our wider crusade.
Oh.
Yes.
That's
When we move out, like for me who is in public relations, when I come with him, like today we are here, the public might not have known.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, yes,
That, oh, there is a huge potential. There are children out there, there are students in universities
Yes.
who are physically impaired, who have visual impairment, who are deaf, who are, name it. But we want to show them that the government decision to ensure that there are equal opportunities to all manner of people in Uganda in terms of employment, in terms of inclusivity, is real. The judiciary, here we are. I'm very certain, like he said, other organs of government and ministries, they could have their also set of facts. And it would be nice if they also showed the public that government recognizes people with disabilities.
Yes.
And the opportunities are also available to them, like any one of us who purportedly we may think we are, for us, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's very helpful in the area of sensitization. If I asked him to sensitize the public on any of the interventions and innovations we were talking about earlier,
Yes.
including those that I didn't mention because of the constraint of time, you'll be surprised. He has nothing he does not know.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's a very good communicator. You see?
Yes.
Yes. So tapping potential has been one of our key interventions, because we need to give him the opportunity to serve this nation and the nation to appreciate that people with physical or otherwise impairments
Yes.
are as good as the rest of us.
Yes. Yes.
Disability is not
Inability. Yeah. That is very true.
That's what we're doing. And we are proud of our administration who have come up to support.
Yeah.
He has told you the key aspects where he has been supported. It is that support that we are talking about. It
Yes.
begins with our own, and then we can give it to the rest. Okay?
Yes.
Did you know that he can sit in court and listen to a case? The other interesting question I asked myself, but also what people kept on asking is that, but now that he does not see, how will he tell whether the person is telling a lie or not? I said, you see, God gifts people in their numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has a very wonderful sense of listening.
Yes. There's that extra sense.
Actually, what I have noticed
Yes.
that is that has happened is that we keep having same parties. Someone is like in Kampala here. The parties, the cases seem to be recycling around the same person. You find the same person has cases here, cases here. So sometimes I'm tempted to ask, why do you have your cases coming before me?
Yes.
Your Worship, I prefer that my cases come before you. So that means that someone appreciates.
Yes.
So when I ask why, I said, for me, I want my cases to be before you.
His Worship.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Okay. Unfortunately, time is up. But His Worship Atono, I would want you to talk to people out there who do not believe in themselves, but they would want to be lawyers, and even other things, not just a lawyer. But also would want you to talk to the people who might feel like, I have a disability and I don't think I'll be represented very well in the courts of law. Kindly speak to those people. I just want you to encourage them even as we wrap up the show.
Now, you see, what is very important is self-determination. I made my passion to become a lawyer came when I was in P3.
Yes.
P3 in the village, I would see a female chairperson LC1 presiding over cases. And I said, for me, I need to be presiding over cases like this chairperson here.
Yes.
Now, I also didn't know that is where I would become a lawyer.
Yes.
So for me, from that time, even when I would be going to school, I would be telling people that for me, mine is to settle disputes.
Yes.
Settle disputes. So many years along the way, I am here, and nothing detracted me. Even at high school, even at the university, even at A level,
Yes.
I knew. I actually worked with an NGO before, and were many lawyers in different areas. But I was the only one who would file cases in court.
Wow.
The others, their cases would get finished before going to court.
Yes.
So that shows that. So even them, they said, there must be something unique about this person here.
Definitely.
So that is my call outside there. You need to be determined. And the other aspect of the question that you ask, people, they are worried that they may not get justice before court. They shouldn't get worried because, one, I am here, and I think I have acted. Many persons with disabilities have approached me, even when they have cases in other areas, before other courts.
Yes.
They call me, and we normally see how to manage it. But also, most importantly, the moment you make known, or the moment we discover that you have special needs,
Yes.
we are called that special needs. We had a case in which you had asked him about someone being in conflict with the law.
Yes, yes,
A deaf person was charged.
Yes.
A deaf person was charged, and they got for him an interpreter.
Yes.
When they got for him an interpreter, this interpreter was got by the complainant.
Oh. Okay.
Was got by the, I think in just that zeal of wanting the case to be heard so quickly.
Yes.
So he was convicted. So when he reached out to me, we realized that, maybe what was the problem? Maybe this person was not interpreting
The right thing.
Yes. Was interpreting to favor the other side. And the moment the judicial officer got to know about it, the whole process was reviewed.
Okay.
The whole process was reviewed, and this time, court was involved in getting the interpreter,
Yes.
and the interpreter was actually facilitated by
Yes.
court.
Actually, now we have a sign language interpreter.
And since
At the
then,
judiciary, yes, we got a sign language interpreter.
The sign language interpreter is now got by court. So that is just to show you how someone should not be worried.
Yes.
Because if you have a need, that need is going to be met. Now you don't need to go to the other side and say, now for me, let me get, or even the other side did not offer for you that I'm going to provide for you an interpreter.
Yes.
I'm going to provide for you a support person. The judiciary can support. That is one.
Okay.
Secondly,
His Worship, sorry to cut you off. We just have a minute to go.
Okay.
If I could give it to His Worship Ereemye.
Yes, okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Our viewers, it has been a pleasure being with you.
Yes.
You know, we have a lot in stock to talk about.
Yeah.
Every time we come on airwaves, please be with us. Thank you for supporting Family TV. I bring you greetings from the judiciary. Equal opportunities is the way to go, and in justice delivery, ours is to ensure all Ugandans, regardless of what you are, which state you are, where you are,
Yes.
we want to give you access to justice. Our vision is to ensure that there is justice for all, and our mission is to do it efficiently and effectively. Thank you very much, and we shall be back.
Thank you so much, His Worship Ereemye and His Worship Atono. Thank you for gracing us. And of course, we have been discussing equal opportunities for the justice system in Uganda. And you've had it all. Do not fear. You'll be able to be served in the right way possible. Well, it's time for me to say goodbye, but please do stay tuned because we're having another show coming right up in with Luke Majumba. Of course, it is a Wednesday, and if it's a Wednesday, you know that we have the Uganda we want. So you definitely want to look out for that. But for now, it's having you a blessed day.
Issues at hand.